Hey everyone, this is Dan with Data Trend. Today is Tuesday, February 9th, 2016. It's about 2:30 p.m. or so here in Mountain Time. The market's closed a half hour ago. What we're looking at here again is the broken daily chart of the Russell 2000. The market closed today around 963 and change. It was off about a half a percent. We've had a pretty wide range here today, even though this candle looks relatively small. The low of the day was somewhere in the neighborhood of 955 with a high up around 975. So somewhere in the neighborhood of a 2% low to high range. So the size of this candle on the daily chart looks really quite small, but there's a lot of movement happening here. And just the amount of movement is what's making this look relatively small. So I did make another adjustment to the position today, and I rolled down the CIB. And my concern is that we were sitting down here around this 955-ish level, which has acted as support back in late January. And the longer we stay here, I have concerns that the market has the potential to fall lower. And as when we went into the close yesterday, we were at a 980 centered butterfly, and we were starting to slide off the backside of that trade. And the delta was starting to get a little bit long. And if we had had a big overnight gap lower, that position would have been in trouble. So what I did is I went ahead and I moved the position, and that took our expiration break even from up here around 1020 down to 995. And the lower expiration break even is off the chart. It's down here around 915 or so. So we'll hop over and look at the risk graph as well, but just for context, this is where we're positioned now. And certainly the market could rally back up here, but I feel more comfortable defending the upside at this point if that happens. My concern right now is much more the downside than the upside. So dropping down, we're into the 65-minute time frame here, and this is the area of consolidation we've been watching from about 985 up to 1035, and the market gapped outside of that area this morning, or on Monday rather, sorry, and fell down and to test this low around 955. And for the time being, 955 is held, but we keep coming down here and sort of touching it and just seeing if it holds. I think if we do get a rally back up and above this 975-ish level or so, there may very well be resistance somewhere in this 980, 985 neighborhood. And another scenario that could play out, again, is a rally up to that 985 level before falling lower. And so I've sort of positioned the trade with that possibility in mind. And if that possibility doesn't play out, we're still in a pretty flat T+0 line, and that's good, so we're safe directionally. So this is an image of the position as it sits today. And yesterday, again, we were in a 980 centered butterfly, so that would have been right about here. And I went ahead and I took that off, and I kept the call for it, but I moved the butterfly down to 955, and I bought 2 butterflies instead of 1 butterfly. So if you recall, we were in a 3 butterfly position, which was a full-size position, and the market essentially went from in the neighborhood of 1035 all the way down to 955 in about a week. And that kind of swept all the way through the butterflies, and they came off and they came off. And so I went ahead and put on 2 just to make up for the full-size position that we were in initially. And again, if we trade back up into here in the neighborhood of 1,000 or so, we'll just make adjustments to the upside. It's also possible if we trade into the 980s that I'll roll up one of these puts to flatten out the delta just to buy some time before we get up to here where we have to add another butterfly. So as of the close today, we have the delta of the position is negative 211, so that's good. We have a little bit of short delta. The gamma is negative 0.02. Theta is, I think I've lost something there. Let's try that again. So the delta of the position is negative 212, the gamma is negative 13, theta is 1970. Vega is negative 44, and the open loss on the trade is about negative $83 or so. So that's effectively where we were yesterday. So in making this adjustment, really, we paid some commissions. We probably had a little bit of slippage in there as well. But we have quite a bit more room here if the market does decide to gap lower and continue lower, and that's definitely my concern. This is not a picture of a bullish market by any means, and so I'm more willing to take a little bit of risk on the upside and defend the downside right now, especially as we continue to violate these levels on the downside. So this is the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet has been updated for all of the trades. This has been a pretty active month. This is not, I wouldn't say that this is a typical month. I would say that this is a heavy trading month. And we started out here at 1,000. We moved it down to 980. When we had the 980 on, then we added back the 1000, then we added on the 1020, and then the market shortly after that, so this was on February 1st, on February 8th, the market had traded all the way back down through, and we were towards the lower side of the position, and so those two, the middle and the upper butterflies, were peeled off at that time. And right now, this is what we're in. We're in the 1010, 955, 900 put butterfly. I still have on the 82 IWM put, and this is just a disaster protection type of thing. It's not really for the position specifically. It's just to protect catastrophic gap lower. Then there's the 99 IWM call, and then I picked up the 100 IWM call today. And so all of those trades, all of those adjustments are reflected here, and that brings us to this position right now. And we're still in a good shape. We're looking good, and there's not much directional risk really. If we get a really fast move up here to the 990s, the position might get drawn down a little bit of money, but we'll be able to overcome that somewhat with some put rolls, and then adding another butterfly will help stretch out the trade. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, info@thetatrend.com. Thanks for watching.